This piece, this particular piece, I felt that, you know, even though we're living as 21st century native people, all these ties, you know, Sherman in particular, because of the pieces about him, his ties with the western part of the state, you know, where he lives in Seattle, very urban person, you know, living in two worlds, but being able to, you know, come back to this side of the state, you know, and go back home to Welpanet or back to the Spokane res, you know, and still having those ties. So I try to, you know, even though it's a very whimsical piece, very fun, you know, I still try to keep that, you know, so that we still remember where we come from. Until I started thinking about some of the things that I was reading in the article, and one of the lines that caught me was a line about the trickster. The trickster was coyote, or on the other side of the mountains, on the other side of the Cascades, raven was also known as trickster. Different animals that were during the creation weren't actually animals that per se that, you know, we see out in the fields or the forests or wherever. They were people like you and I, and they were given special powers. And the Creator had given coyote and he'd given raven similar powers to prepare the coming of human beings. But in his journeys doing that, he was getting into a lot of trouble. He was causing a lot of trouble. A lot of people didn't care to see him coming, you know. But he also did a lot of good. And in his trickery and things like that, he actually played a very important role. Cartoons from the early 60s into the mid 60s, I was really drawn to the animal figures, especially talking animals. I thought was great, you know, and then the similarities between those cartoons from Saturday morning and the similarity of those to the animal people that we had learned about as kids from our elders, you know, who were talking about the story of creation, things like that, where coyotes actually talked, ravens actually talked, salmon actually talked, like you and I are. So I was very drawn to that. And as far as the artists, the Terry Toon creators or Warner Brothers, you know, the animators were just, they were like gods to me. And so I kind of tie that in with Sherman's portrayal of things. So yeah, they're always there. I feel very fortunate that people are drawn to my work and that they like what I do. I create these things. If he likes it, that's great. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to even hear, you know, or expect a reaction from him as far as, you know, what he thinks. I kind of think that he would like it, you know, because it's got a weird twist to it, like he does, you know. And he'll be the first to admit that, you know, that he's a little bit twisted. So am I, you know. So I hope he likes it, but it's no big concern if he doesn't. So, you know.